Mabuhay ang revolusyon!
Lagi ninyong pakatandaan na ang kadahilanan ng ating pagbuwis ng buhay ay upang makamit ang matagal na nating minimithing kalayaan mula sa paggustay at pagkaalipin.
Sa bayan ng Cavite Viejo, lalawigan ng Cavite, ngayong ika-12 ng Hunyo, 1878, sa harap ko, Don Ambrosio Renzares Bautista, Auditor Digera at sadyang komisyonado na itinalaga upang ipahayag na at parangalan ang tanging araw na ito ng pamahalaang diktatorial sa Pilipinas ayon sa karatas ng kataas-taasang diktador Don Emilio Aguinaldo Infami. Tayong mga nagkakatipon, nagsilagda sa lugar ito ay pinahayag natin ngayon at pinasisinayan sa pangalan ng buong Pilipinas ang ating karapatang makapamuhay ng malaya at nagsasarili, hiwalay at kalag na kalag sa kapangyarihan ng Espanya. At ngayon, hawak ko na ang watawat na aking winabagayway sa harap nitong kapulungan at nanunumpa naman tayong lahat ng buong taimtim na ito'y mamahalin at ipagtatanggol hanggang sa kauli-uli ang patak ng ating dugo.
The first prominent Filipino person in the Philippines that I will going to introduce was Dr. Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Rialonda. Was a Filipino nationalist, writer, and polymath active at the end of the Spanish colonial period of the Philippines. He is considered the national hero of the Philippines. He has been instrumental in the Filipino bid towards independence and several developments in various sectors. Rizal also made contribution to Philippine art, literature, and medicines, which continues to fascinate his countrymen today. Rizal's love for the Philippines was evident in nearly all his actions, especially his peaceful approach to demanding political reform from the oppressive Spanish rule. Aside from dabbling in the different fields of science, Rizal also showed as interest in the agriculture. Emilio Aguinaldo was a prominent person in the Philippines. Emilio Aguinaldo fought for free and independent Philippines, first against Spain and then against the United States. When the Philippines declared itself an independent republic in 1898 and Aguinaldo became its president, a significant milestone was reached in the struggle against colonial rule in Asia. The most significant achievement of Aguinaldo's dictatorial government was the proclamation of Philippine independence in Cavite on June 12, 1898. The day was declared a national holiday. Thousands of peoples from the provinces gathered in Cavite to witness the historic event. Andres Bonifacio was also a prominent person in the Philippines. Andres Bonifacio, born in 1863, died in 1897, was the founder of the Katipunan, a militant nationalist secret society that led the rebellion against Spain. Bonifacio declared Philippine independence in 1896 in the wake of execution of his hero and mentor Jose Rizal. He was arrested that year and charged with treason and sedition and executed in 1897. He is remembered as a nationalist proletariat hero and father of the anti-colonial revolution alongside Rizal. Like Rizal, he was remembered in celebration of the Passion, which framed his as a modern Christ. Emilio Jacinto, he was a Filipino general during the Philippine Revolution and was known as the brains of Katipunan, the revolutionary society led by Andres Bonifacio. In his brief time, Jacinto helped to lead the battle for Filipino independence from Spain. Emilio Jacinto commanded Katipunan troops in several decisive struggles where both sides sustained major losses. The Katipunan movement frightened the Spanish and their supporters in the country. Consequently, The authorities arrested or exiled some 4,000 rebels, not to mention the myriad executions. Apolinario Mabini. Subsequently, he turned out subversive manifestos appealing to all Filipinos to unite against Spain. Mabini came to the forefront in 1898 during the Filipino Revolution against Spain. In the subsequent revolution against the United States, he became known as the brains of revolution. Apolinario Mabini, a Filipino revolutionary hero, made great contributions for his country. He may not have been able to fight on the battlefield, but he used his wisdom and pain and paper to motivate people to fight for independence. He was known as the brains of revolution and the sublime paralytic. Gabriela Silang. She rallied Filipino forces to carry on with the war against Spain and firstly fought for Filipino independence as she bravely led her troops despite the overwhelming forces they faced. Gabriela Silang, born in 1731 and died in 1763, leading the bloody and perilous road to emancipation. Maria Josepa Gabriela's story is one that dismantles the idea that women are only victims of war. She rose to become the very first female leader of the Philippines. The Gomborza was also a prominent Filipino person in the Philippines. He fought for the rights of his fellow native raised against Spanish abuses. He was also active in the publication of the newspaper La Verdad on February 17, 1872. He was one of the first executed due to the false accusations of treason and seditions, taking a supposed active role in the Cavite Mutiny. Marcelo H. Del Pilar was also a prominent Filipino person in the Philippines. Del Pilar was one of the active anti-friar personalities in the Philippines before the outbreak of the Philippine Revolution in 1896. After the deportation of his brother and the death of his mother in 1872, he worked to destroy the friars' authority and influence on the country affairs. In 1882, Der Pilar founded the newspaper Diaryong Tagalog to propagate democratic liberal ideas among the farmers and the peasants. In 1888, he defended Jose Rizal polemical writing by issuing a pamphlet against the friars' attack, exhibiting his deadly wit and savage ridicule or clerical follies. Juan Luna is one of the most prominent Filipino person in the Philippines. Juan Luna is without doubt the most famous and celebrated Filipino artist in the history of Philippines, with iconic and remarkable masterpieces such as Espolarium, Blood Compact, and The Death of Cleopatra. Luna is known for his dynamic and unique style, along with his dramatic and captivating fanbase. Belchura Aquino was also a prominent Filipino person in the Philippines, greatly revered for her courageous participation in the liberation of her country. Belchura Aquino became known as the Mother of Philippine Revolution. The 50th anniversary of her death in November 1969 was commemorated by a series of 3 postage stamps in her honor. She gave medical attention to and encouraged the revolutionaries with motherly advice and prayers. Secret meeting of the Katipunan. Lapu-Lapu is very well known when we are talking about the prominent Filipino in the Philippines. Lapu-Lapu became the first hero of the Philippines. Lapu-Lapu was the first Filipino to resist Spanish colonization and delay the Spanish conquest and conquering of the Philippines for over 40 years. Sultan Muhammad Dipatuan Kudarat is also a prominent Filipino person in the Philippines. He united the Muslims of Lanao, Cotabato, Davao, Sulu, Zamboanga, and North Borneo, and resisted bitterly the Spanish invasion of his domain. He was fearless fighter and Filipino hero in defense of Islamic faith and Philippine liberty. Sultan Kudarat died around 1650.